Hello everybody, welcome back to the workshop. Today I'll be showing you how to build these chainmail sleeves and pauldrons. So what I did to make the sleeve, and it's going to be pretty much a t-shirt made out of chainmail. I have this very small sheet that when I fold it over, it'll be the diameter of my arm. Now, if you're wondering how I bend and clip these to prepare them for assembling them into chainmail, you can check the video somewhere up here. I put a card right there, but how to do it right here, you just get a pair of pliers and you put it about halfway. That's where I like to mark it, right where there's a little opening from the second hole where it's on, and then you just push down and bending it at a 90-degree angle and make sure both sides are evenly bent. And then when it's like this, you're going to grab some snips and just clip it right down the middle. All right, that's close enough, and if it focused, I wouldn't have an aneurysm. That's close enough to the middle, so I hope you guys can see that. And then you just gotta do that about like 8,000 times to make yourself a tunic and then 2 sleeves. And then when you have at least a small handful ready to go, you can just assemble them. You grab one, go on that one, and then over there, and I like to just adjust a little bit to make sure both sides are closed up underneath, because notice how it's a little open right there, so I just like to adjust it a little bit so it's a little bit more closed, just so it doesn't disassemble. And it should go like that simultaneously until you have a large sheet of these links. See, it's on one link so far, and then on the other link, just like that. And by the end of it, you should have a large sheet of these chainmail links. I do have very long arms, and remember, these are just like short sleeves, and then the rest would probably just be like bracers and cooties that will guard my forearms and elbows. But otherwise, this is like a foot tall by 15 inches wide. That's just for my arms. Yours might be smaller or bigger, depending how large your arms are, of course. And right here at the end, at the bottom, it goes diagonally on both sides. So when I fold it over this way, there's actually a little V gap. So when I bend my arm, I won't have trouble doing so, even if it covers my elbow. So what you're going to want to do is lay your sleeve down on the opposite side. And then what you're going to want to do is grab one side and fold it over exactly halfway. And then do your best to just link these two sides together to make it one sleeve. I suggest starting from the top going down so it's as straight as possible. It's like buttoning up a dress shirt almost. So now that you have your sleeve made just like this, you're going to want to make 2 of them, of course, hoping that you have both of your arms. And I need to attach these to my tunic somehow. And instead of just linking them together and causing more problems and issues because they're going to be connected at joints, I'm going to cover the gaps that are going to be exposed, or my shoulders, with shoulder pads that are meant for this specific project. And then I'll just have those connect to those shoulder pads, so they'll be separate pieces, because I need to be able to put these on after I put the tunic on, because it's already a pain in the ass to put on the tunic. So I have this large piece of cardboard, which is about 12 inches by 18 inches that way. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna have to just draw out what you want it to look like from this dimension, and then we're gonna cut slits in it and everything to glue together, and then it will start slowly forming into a shoulder pad. And yeah, you're gonna have to want it to be this wide, and if you don't have a large enough piece of cardboard, you can always glue 2 small pieces together. So then you should just have this shape cut out right here, and what we're gonna do is cut out some slits, and I'm gonna cut this one out right here, and then just copy it on all 4 corners just to close up the edges. Just like that. And for now, I'm just going to use these 4 slits. I will probably add a few more in the future, but then we're just gonna bend it against the corrugation. bend it against the corrugation, and then I'm going to glue all these slits together. So I did just that. As you can see, all 4 seams are glued shut, and what I ended up doing, it was kind of wide, so I snipped it down the middle and just glued it together, and then also used Gorilla Tape to hold that seam closed. And while the glue dried on these seams, I also used some tape and duct tape over here as well. Now that I'm pretty much done with the prototype shoulder pad here, I'm going to show you guys how to make the sleeves attached to a piece of cardboard. So first, get yourself 2 pieces of cardboard, roughly about 2 inches, slightly bigger wide, and then glue them together. And then when you glue them together, make sure you bend it and use a rubber band to hold it in place, so when it dries completely, it'll have a slight curve to help you out for the future thing you're about to do. Then you're going to want to poke a hole in it every inch or so, just like so, and feel free to guesstimate. This does not have to be exact. I just make sure to have the holes majority of the way up, because all of the sleeve is going to go down this way. And then I'm going to use paracord and go through the second layer and go back and through like a snake, you know, S formation, and then it'll have like this little C that goes around like this for the left shoulder, and for the right shoulder, just do this. Like I said, it does not have to be perfect. It's just supposed to be comfortable for you. So now that we have our chainmail sleeves right here, I'm going to use this cardboard section to glue it on to the pauldron we made. And the reason for that is because I don't feel like making joints out of chainmail, especially aluminum soda tabs, because they're going to bend and break against joints. So the joint will be covered up by these shoulder pads, and the piece of cardboard is able to be glued to a part of the shoulder pads. Now this was just a prototype demonstration because I already made 2 shoulder pads for this specific project. Pretty much just the same thing, just painted in with a piece of elastic that will go around my shoulder. Alright, so here's what they look like. As you can see, they're both mounted on the inside using hot glue with the cardboard piece. And now I'm going to try both of them on with the chainmail tunic I made a few months ago. And this is what it looks like. The joints doing their job just the way I'd like them to, and I think it looks pretty good considering that this project is pretty much complete. This is the idea I had in my head for about a year now, and I finally have a large t-shirt of chainmail soda tabs. And as you can see on the back here, there's plenty of flexibility there. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like these builds that I do, like and subscribe for more videos.